Hi there, this is Madmaxed, another bragging video. I did this video a while back, but I'm going to redo it because what happened is it got some bad echo in it. Nobody wants to listen to that. But remember, guys, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, hit that little red subscribe button in the corner. And, I'm trying to get my subscribers up. Give me some comments if you like it, whatever you want to see. But I'm going to go over this video and I'm going to show you how to get through all the Nightmare campaign really easy with 2 free champs. Now, if you're in Nightmare, you've been playing this game for a while. Now, Seal, you get at 6 months. And she's got a set of lifesteal gear on it. It's not the greatest gear I've got by a long shot because I built her a long time ago. And I've got much better gear now. I would probably get her out of that crit rate glove that I've got her on right now and get her in crit damage. Her crit rate is over anyway. But and it could be a little bit under, but you want to get it up like, like 93, 94 at least to 100 if you can. And but you want to swap this out for a crit damage glove, and it gives you 80 more crit damage. So you're looking at, you can, if I just did that, her crit rate would be at 80 more of this, and it's at 140. It's 142 right now. Well, that other 80 would get you up to 222, and she would do a lot more damage. Now, she's got a defensive chest piece on that's 60. It's got a triple roll in the HP, which is okay. I tried it for the crit rate and the speed. Unfortunately, at the end, I got an attack. You don't need attack on her because she's defensive. She got a speed boost. She got a double accuracy. She got, you know, crit rate, defense, more HP. HP always helps. Defense always helps. But attack does not help an HP or defense guy. If you watch some other videos about that. But anyway, so you got speed, more HP, some crit damage, defense, speed. So, it's just the basic gear. I mean, but she's got a defensive ring on. She got a defensive substat, HP. They went up. I would throw a crit damage. I would throw a better crit damage. If I were rebuilding her, I would throw a better crit damage club amulet on her. Right now. I'm more concerned with getting through the last few little fraction wars and getting a lot of close to that. I've got a resist banner on. That just so she doesn't take the debuffs as much, where she won't get stunned as much. She's over 208. Really, you want to get up over 300, and then you really don't have to even worry about even the hard Doom Tower if you can get it up to that. Now, her masteries are basically the offensive line for the extra crit rate, crit damage, and to go down and get War Master. She's a defensive player, so I went straight down, and then you get like where you get the counterattack when an enemy tries to apply a debuff, and you get has a 50% chance to counter when the champ loses more than 25%, and she doesn't usually do that because she's defensive. As the same champ keeps hitting her, you get less damage, but that's the defensive line that I chose. Now, Deliana didn't completely do her masteries. I got the accuracy. I would go down and I would probably get Lords of Steel like I always do. If I were using some other places, a lot of times I used to take Spirit Haste in case somebody dies and it makes her even faster. It's the same. I would go down and get the War Master, the same offensive line on this if I were going to finish her up. Now, what she does is she's got an aura that gives you 33% more hit points, and you put her in the lead because it's just going to up your hit points on both of your champs. Now, her A1 can hit extremely hard. She applies a leech, so you want to get her accuracy up, and her accuracy is at 251, which is plenty. Her resist is 150, her crit damage is 195, Her crit rate's a little bit low with 78, but her speed is up to almost 200. You always want to have up around 200 speed on your champions if you can get it. Your defense is almost 2,500. The attack doesn't matter. And she's got 40, almost 66k worth of hit points. And she is a HP champion. So the more hit points you got, the more damage she does. Now the artifacts I got on her, I've got resilience because it gave her more hit points and gave her more defense. I've got the immortal set on her, which gave her still more hit points, and it heals her by 3%, which is not hardly anything. If I were redoing this, I would put a regen set on her where she would gain back more health because she does lose a pretty good bit of health. I mean, you're relying on the heals from the leech and also from seal to keep her healing up with this particular set of gear. But you've got a crit damage glove on her, you've got an HP, and it's not, it's only 50%. It would be better if it was 60. And of course, you've got speed boots, and then of course the top line. But anyway, that's what you've got on her. Now, when you go in, I'm gonna run just one of the campaigns. Is all I'm gonna do. And you put her in the lead because she's going to give you 33% more HP. So you're talking about she's already at 66k. So that's over, so you're talking about a 66k and getting 33%. That's going to give you over 20 something thousand more hit points. So you're talking about she's got 80, almost 90k worth of hit points. You're talking about Seal, which had 25. Well, still doing the wrong thing. I think Seal had what? How much does Seal have? She had almost 45. So she's getting close to 50, but not quite. But anyway, so take 30 of 50. So she's going to get another 15k worth of hit points. So you're looking at that's some pretty tanky. That's some pretty tanky crew. You're talking about 40 and you're talking about 60k for her is about what she's going to have. And then you got a 66, you got a 66, and you got 33 of that, so that's 20. That's over 20 something thousand. So that's a lot of hit points. Now, like I said, the only thing is, Deliana doesn't get a lot of heals. I would probably put a regen set on her, or I would put like a lifesteal set on her and make her a little. It would make this even easier. I would probably keep the immortal set on her because it gives her the extra HP for the extra damage. But now I think she died maybe once or twice through all of these campaigns that I did. But Seal just picked her up and just kept on going. It's a total auto. It's not even hard at all for any of these. And I wasn't even halfway through. I just forgot about it. I just hadn't done it, and I had her up, and I thought, well, let me put these two in and see how well they do together. And they work just fine. I mean, it took me like 2 or 3 hours because, you got like about a 3 minute run per campaign or 7 for each one. And there's a bunch of them. So in about 2 or 3 hours, I was completely finished with this. And, and I was like, and I didn't die a single time. I never had to reset it. They just both walked all the way through every one of these campaigns. But they work well together because, you're looking at HP and defense guys. And, in HP and defense, especially for these, you see how many times they've hit. These guys have got a lot of hit points. I mean, they're not doing. I mean, there was 11, 12,000 points every time, and they had to hit them several times. You can see how many hit points they got by doing this. See, she didn't hit it for a lot, but I want another 12,000 points, and they're not even another 9, and they're just barely getting one tick out. Is all they're getting. See, I've got enough defense. I'm not even getting the bombs on me because those two guys throw bombs. When I got enough resist for that. But it doesn't take a lot for this campaign. But you get up over 150, usually you're not going to get the bombs on you. But you're fixing to get through, and it's under a 2.5 minute run. And these two will finish up all of your campaigns a nightmare for you, real easy. Now then, when you go down through here, the only stage that you have to change this out at is the very end, and that's because this boss will one-shot you. So what you have to do is you have to take Deliana out. You can leave Seal in. You need a Paragon. I'm sure there's some other champs out that you could swap out for the block, for the block damage or the block, get all the other stuff in. You could do the block damage and you trade out and you put two guys in that can do that. They can block damage or block, the debuffs and all that, but it's going to be really, really slow and you're going to have to manual it anyway because you can't let them. They're going to be at the same speed. They're going to have a lot of resist. They can't get stunned, all that. So what you look for, the easiest way to do this is with Paragon. Let me see if I can find him. He's at 40. I had him at 30 when I did this. Now, the reason you put him in front is to make him the target, and you want to have the least amount of hit points you can have. I mean, when I had him, when I did this, I didn't even use a helmet on him. So you need about at least 2 to 3 times less hit points than your other guy. So Seal's got 45k. So this guy's got 12. So, he's got 3 times less hit points. So that's fine. So you want to make him fast. That's what you want to do. You want to give him a lot of speed. You want to get him up over 200. That's so that he will go before the enemy does. You have to book him out. And what you have to do is you have to sit down and you have to have that booked. If you get lucky, you only need 2 books. Unfortunately, that was the very last thing that got booked when I booked him. So you've got to make it where it's unkillable. It's on a 2-turn cooldown and it lasts 2 turns. So what he does is you have to manual it because he will sit down and throw the unkillable on himself the first time, but the next time he'll throw it on the other person. So you have to sit down and manual the thing. It takes about 7 or 8 minutes to manual it. But what you do is you just apply the unkillable on yourself every time, over and over. You let Seal do the damage. The only AoEs that you get are in the waves before you get to the boss, but they're not going to kill Seal with all that defense and stuff. I mean, it's really easy. But what you have to do is you have to make sure that when you do this, that you have this thing on the cooldown when you go into the last boss too. And for each wave, you have to have that cooldown off. So you have to time it just so. So like, if there's somebody that's got just a sliver left on their HP and, you got your turn meter up on Seal and this guy, but this guy is going before Seal just a little bit. You don't apply it. You have to let Seal take him out and don't apply it again so it's ready for the next time for the next wave because you don't want this cooldown. The cooldown was what will kill you if you don't time it right. But anyway, that will get you through him and you'll finish up your nightmare and you'll get your shard. But guys, that's the info on how to get through all the nightmare campaigns. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helps you get through the game. And remember, subscribe to the channel and give me a like if you do.